Hello, welcome to Cameras and Composition. My name is Clover Leary. I would like to welcome you to the course. I have been teaching a range of classes in the photography department since 2003, and I am your instructor for this online course. So I wanted to go over some key course policies and requirements. So this course provides a practical, hands-on introduction to digital and 35mm SLR photography. It introduces the fundamental concepts, terminology, and techniques of photography, including thorough introduction and SLR camera operation, film characteristics, and composition. This class is completely asynchronous, meaning we will not be doing any activities that require you to participate at a specific time and day, such as Zoom. It's not a Zoom live class. Instead, you will have readings and image-based lectures to review each week, along with a set of section-based assignments, quizzes, written critiques, and written discussions with due dates for each. This course is a fully online course, so there are no classroom meetings either. But if you would like to chat with me online over Zoom, you're welcome to make an appointment to chat or schedule a Zoom meeting during my office hours, right? You can email me at least the night before and just let me know generally what you want to discuss so I can better prepare. If you want to discuss, for instance, camera techniques or textbook or your grade, I can pull those things up and, just be a little bit more prepared for the meeting. Additionally, I sometimes will also do group Zoom sessions if numerous students want to go over one particular technique or skill. So if you let me know generally what your interest is, I can either break up my office hours into sections and give you a Zoom link that's specific for you, or we could do a more general group Zoom session. So if you want to contact me generally, though, you're welcome to email me through the Canvas inbox or to cloverleary@yahoo.com anytime, right? I generally respond within 24 hours, Monday through Friday, when classes are in session. I probably will not respond evenings or on weekends. So most students register for distance learning classes believing it'll require less time. And though you do spend less time in the classroom, obviously, the art of discovering information and the responsibility of scheduling your learning into your busy lives will be entirely on your shoulders. That doesn't mean I'm not going to send you, various announcements. I'm going to definitely, remind you of certain things as they come up. But in reality, many distance learning courses are actually more of a time commitment than a traditional lecture course, so there are some advantages. You also have signed up for a short-term intensive class, which means you will cover the same amount of material and assignments that are covered in a full-term 16-week course, but crammed into just 5 or 8 weeks. For a short-term intensive class, you do need to be disciplined and organized and have a plan for your success. The course moves really fast, with multiple due dates each week, so it is especially important that you pay close attention to the schedule and plan ahead. So on the first day of the course, you should read through all of the materials in both the Canvas Week 1 module and the syllabus module. So the course website will be available usually the day before the first class, but by the end of the first day, see if you can, definitely go through all of those materials and let me know if you have questions. So view the syllabus and course calendar especially quickly. All of the relevant slide presentations, course material, and assignment descriptions for each week are located in the Modules tab on the left menu of your Canvas course. The required group discussions are also available in the weekly modules folders. So please note the due dates for those. Completed assignments will be uploaded and critiqued on a separate class Flickr page for convenience in viewing and critique. The link to the class group is going to be located in the weekly modules as well as in your syllabus. So all images turned in for assignments must be new photographs, shot specifically for the assignment by you. No work shot before the start of class will be accepted. This class is about learning to take better photographs, so turning photographs that were shot days, weeks, months, or years ahead of time doesn't help at all in you sort of learning these techniques and learning to take better photos. All images turned in for assignments must be large, unaltered JPEG files. I will not accept processed or altered images without the original file submitted, as this class is about using your camera to take the best photos you can and getting the most from your camera. If you do want to work with RAW files, that's absolutely fine. For convenience, you might want to shoot in RAW plus JPEG mode, so you also have a JPEG copy to turn in. I need to be able to see how you're shooting and metering before processing in order to give you feedback. So whatever you're turning in, whether it's a raw file that's been modified into a JPEG or just a large JPEG file, make sure the metadata is available. Some software programs strip that data when you process it into a JPEG from a raw file. So students have been having a number of difficulties viewing all the necessary information when accessing the course through the mobile app. So please access the course whenever possible through a desktop or laptop computer. Many things on Canvas are inaccessible when viewed through a phone or tablet, so you will likely miss necessary documents, lectures, comments, especially the grading comments. The grading comments and the assignments rubrics are very hard to access through the mobile app, and you probably will not see them without doing a little bit of digging. So try to access the course through a laptop or desktop computer, especially when you're going through grade information. So there is some confusion about the differences between Photo-150 and Photo-155, as they cover a lot of the same content. So both courses cover basic camera control, fully manual operation, and photographic composition. But Photo-155, which is Photography 1, also has a lab component and requires software post-processing and raw shooting and processing. So for Photo-155, you are only able to use a DSLR or similar mirrorless camera that's capable of raw processing. For this Photo-150 class, you can use either an SLR or a DSLR camera, right? Although if you are using a film-based SLR camera, just know it requires a little bit more of a time commitment and more planning, because you also have to have access to a photo lab that handles color negative processing and scanning. I'll go over the assignments a little bit as well. Each assignment will include an assignment sheet, image presentations, and a deadline. So each project will be critiqued in an online class forum. The rigor of participation, production, and involvement will be assessed for the grade. Be sure to read both the assignment instructions on the assignments page and the grading rubric carefully for each assignment before you start working. You, of course, will also need to review the lecture that goes with those assignments. Some have multiple lectures in order to, understand all the techniques that are going to be covered. So photography assignments are due by midnight on the due date, but I do give a 12-hour grace period for photo assignment submissions. You can turn in your photographic work up to 12 hours late without any grade deduction, without contacting me. It's just, as long as it's under 12 hours late, that's fine. Since group participation and critique is such a large part of this class, though, I don't accept work later than 12 hours after the deadline without prior approval. I do understand that things come up, and above all, I want you to succeed. So if you do miss a deadline, I offer extra credit assignments to make up lost points. You can look in either the assignments folder in your Canvas class, or in the modules folder at the bottom, there's an assignments module that has the extra credit assignment options. As long as an assignment is attempted and turned in on time, you can always redo it for full credit. The first attempt does not need to be perfect. You can always redo photo assignments and resubmit them to the Canvas assignment at any point before the course ends. But in order to redo them, you do need to turn in an attempt when they're due. So please review my grade notes and the grade rubric before you redo assignments. If you make mistakes, so will others. And other students in the course can learn from your errors as you will learn from theirs. So do not hesitate to turn in an imperfect attempt or an incomplete attempt. Having the opportunity to give and receive feedback and suggestions is a very effective way to learn difficult techniques. So again, if you feel like something isn't your best work, submit it anyway, right? That gives you the opportunity to redo it when you understand those techniques more fully. It also will make sure other students in the class can see, in ways improvement could be offered, and give you that feedback. So assignment grades will be given through Canvas, through the grade module. So make sure to, if you want to discuss a grade, you can make an appointment with me. Make sure you review the grade rubric before you contact me to make sure you understand what issues maybe there were with the assignment or what ways I'm suggesting improvement. And remember, you can always redo it later. Please do not wait until the last minute to complete your work. Especially with the photography assignments, they will likely require several attempts to master the specific assignment techniques, right? So give yourself ample time to make an attempt, review it, go ahead and, maybe try again, and then have some time to look at those images and look at the settings before you submit them. View all lectures, slides, and assignment instructions and grade rubrics for each assignment before you start working. If you want to start working on lectures and assignments ahead of time, that's totally fine, but please don't submit your work more than a few days before the assignment is due. Early submission to the Flickr page will cause confusion if they're turned in before other assignments are due. So we want to make sure only the assignments that are current are going to be in that in that Flickr image section, right? So you'll notice that your images will be deleted from the group photo pool after each assignment is graded. That's just to make room for new work and to make it less confusing as new images come in. So please review the document in the syllabus module. So there's a document called Assignment Guidelines for Upload and Critique, How to Join the Class Flickr page, right? That's the document that's going to let you know all of the steps needed to turn in and submit assignments. So a little bit about Flickr and why we're using it. Flickr is an image hosting website. We will be using it in this class to provide a forum for viewing the photographs created for each assignment, and also for critiquing them as a group. We're using Flickr instead of various photo sharing tools offered in Canvas because, well, it's better, but mainly because Flickr shows the shooting data. So we can easily see camera settings and better understand how images were shot and use that information when offering image critique and feedback. So when you are submitting critiques, there's a few things to note about them. Critiques are mandatory. So critiques are the primary way for you to give and receive feedback on images in this course. So in addition to the points earned for submitting critiques themselves, the critiques are also a part of each photo assignment grade. Your assignments will be reduced 1 letter grade, or 10%, if you did not submit critiques to the Canvas critique discussion for that assignment by the due date. But again, I also do offer a 12-hour grace period for photo critique submissions. So even though they're due at a certain time, you have about 12 hours after that to make sure that they're uploaded for your grade. Again, your critiques are group participation based entirely, so I don't accept later critiques than that because they're outside of the window when people are going to be looking at them and viewing them. But you can always complete extra credit to make up lost points if you're concerned about your grade and you miss a couple critiques. So your critique should be frank and detailed assessments of the image and focus on constructive criticism. Please provide specific, detailed technical suggestions and observations, and detailed suggestions for improvement. Discuss techniques that pertain to that specific assignment. So when you're looking through the lectures, we cover very specific techniques in each lecture. Some of them are compositional, some of them are camera setting based. So look at the composition of the images you're critiquing, look at the camera settings that were used for the images, and suggest alternate settings and techniques if it's warranted. So you must submit the critiques that you want to turn in for credit on the Canvas discussion critique thread for that assignment. There will be a discussion critique thread under each assignment link in the weekly modules. So critiques should be posted on the Flickr page as well, just so the class can view them and see them with the images. And this also, again, makes it much easier for people to see all of the feedback in the group photo pool. So submit as many comments as you like on Flickr. They won't be evaluated for credit for your grade, but they provide great feedback to your classmates. The critiques that you submit to the Canvas critique discussion, those are the ones that I will grade. And those are the ones that need to follow the requirements. So you must follow these following length and content requirements to receive credit, right? Each of your critique postings submitted to the Canvas discussion should be at least 150 words in length or more. So for most assignment, you'll submit 2 critiques. They both need to be at least 150 words minimum. And the quality of what you're saying, the suggestions you give other students, they're even more important than the word count. So your critiques, comments, and arguments should be analytical in nature, supported by facts from the course materials, and only appropriate statements will be given credit. I don't want to hear things like, oh, cool photograph, looks great, right? You need to really think about the photographs and offer suggestions for improvement and assessment that are going to benefit the student that you're giving the feedback to. So please don't post critiques to photographs that already have two main critiques posted to them. We want to make sure that everybody gets it critiqued, not just the most popular photographs. And in addition, photographs that maybe have some technical difficulties or could be improved in some ways, they're going to benefit much more from your feedback than photographs that are already looking great and perfect and don't really have any technical problems. So all critiques are graded credit, no credit, but I do give partial credit for critiques that maybe don't quite meet the minimum requirements or word counts, or if not enough of them are submitted. So this course focuses on fully manual control and photographic composition. So you may use one of the following camera types for this class. If you have a 35 millimeter film camera, an SLR camera, that's absolutely fine. Just again, keep in mind that you should research a good 1 hour photo lab near you that you know you can access easily. You're not going to have time to mail out your negatives, have them processed, have them sent back to you, scanned, right? You need to find something that's going to give you a pretty fast turnaround time if you're going to do that. I recommend using a DSLR camera if possible, just because it's much easier and will require less time for you. You can also use a mirrorless camera if it's a DSLR equivalent, right? And if it offers the same manual capabilities as a DSLR. Most compact cameras that don't have fully manual settings aren't appropriate for this class, and definitely no iPhones. So if your camera phone, it can create great images, but this is not that class. This is a manual camera control and composition class. So after the following lectures and readings the next couple of weeks, you should have a better understanding of the various camera types and their advantages and disadvantages. If you're looking to buy a camera, there are some good suggestions in the syllabus you might want to review. So I look forward to working with you. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. And I look forward to talking to you and seeing you in the course.